The ARCA Hooters Cup last year went to the man of steel, Tim Steele. But the Superman of ARCA on the super speedways has been Jeff Purvis. With wins at Daytona, Michigan, and Atlanta, he became only the third driver in ARCA history to win 3 super speedway events in a single season.
ARCA in 1994 was nothing like it is today, but does have some familiar faces. This season was Frank Kimmel's third full-time season and the year he picked up his first career win. This was also the last full-time year for two-time champion Bill Venturini, who now co-owns Venturini Motorsports with his son Billy. 1993 champion Tim Steele dropped back to part-time as he pursued his dream in NASCAR. 75 cars attempted to qualify for the ARCA 200, so naturally you're going to have some desperate drivers trying everything just to make the show. One of these drivers was Andy Farr, who was attempting to make his second career ARCA race ever. Now, this wasn't the first big incident of Speed Weeks though, with Neil Bonnet tragically passing after a practice crash and Dave Stacy flipping into Lake Lloyd in the Goodies Series race.
The infield from Lake Lloyd, and it goes block into Lake Lloyd.
Miraculously, Andy survived but suffered a broken sternum and a bruised heart. However, qualifying continued on, and by the end of it, the man who stood at the top of the timesheets was Roy Allen Jr., who actually nabbed the Daytona 500 pole just days later, becoming the youngest and first rookie to ever set on pole for the Great American Race. Now, on to the race. The race started off with a bang, with Jeff Purvis making it 3 wide with Roy Allen Jr. and Tim Fidola for the race lead. Purvis came out on top with Allen behind him at the end of lap 1. Purvis was coming off quite the season in 1993, where in only 7 starts he racked up 3 wins. The first trouble came on lap 5, when Ron Burchett got into the wall all by himself.
Ben, it is for Shadabaleeb, yep.
Ooh, and another car clips him down on the inside.
Another car spins down the backstretch. This is going to be about a 3-car, it looks like, incident, maybe more. Another car is hitting the...
He slid down the track and collected Bob Kozlowski, while a couple more cars behind them got banged up in the melee. Both drivers retired, as well as Gary Bradbury and Billy Thomas. Racing resumed on lap 11. They wouldn't make it far as Jeff Finley would bring out the caution 1 lap after the restart, but unfortunately there are no replays of the crash. At the same time, Dick Trickle retired with engine troubles.
The 6th position, he's, number 42 is hit something.
Jeff Finley
is out.
Lansing, Michigan driver Jeff Finley has brought his car to the apron of the track on the inside. He has spun and perhaps made contact with the wall. So Daytona 200 right now is Jeff Purvis leading after 13 of 80 laps.
The restart on lap 16 was a bit underwhelming until 1992 champion had to come to pit road due to a flat tire. Not much happened for 8 laps until Laura Lane brought out the caution. Once again, there was no replay of the crash. Most of the leaders stayed out, except Roy Allen, who was the first to pit. However, things changed dramatically on lap 36.
As caution is being shown once again here at Daytona.
Well, with a couple of cars involved in what appears to be a major incident here. The number 64 machine of Michael Dokken is involved, and I believe
green car.
Yeah, maybe Mark Thompson.
Michael Dokken lost control of his car, very similar to Ron Burchett in the first caution of the race, except for this time Michael clipped Mark Thompson in the worst possible spot, sending him sliding on his roof. Once Thompson slid into the grass, he was just along for the ride. Thompson suffered broken ribs and a concussion, but at this time an incident like this could have been fatal, so he was lucky to walk away. After the leaders pitted, there was a drastically different top 5. Frank Kimmel led, with Tim Steele and Mike Wallace behind him. However, with 1 to go before green, Kimmel came to pit road and surrendered the lead to Steele. Bowser fought hard to stay on the lead lap, and when the next caution came out, he was ahead of the leader.
Him to get back out front because Mike Wallace had him passed, and Steele came up behind him, pushed him right on out front, and then they raced side by side for about a lap, and that just let him pull away, and now the caution is out for that debris.
That is exactly right, and we are under caution for the 5th time this afternoon. The pace car moving ahead of Mike Wallace's car, and the speed of the race is reduced.
But before the green flag on lap 50, one of the strangest incidents in stock car racing occurred.
So we're excited about it.
Oh,
A crash under caution in turn 4. What in the world is going on? Purvis is involved. Steele is involved.
Loy Allen.
Venturini is involved. What in the world could have happened up there? They were coming down for a green flag, but they weren't anyways near up to speed. I mean, they were...
Venturini's got some pretty heavy damage to the right front of his car.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And Purvis having difficulty getting the car headed in the right direction.
Before the pace car even had time to come to pit road, many race-winning cars were involved in this crash. Loy Allen shot straight to the outside wall, collecting contenders Venturini and Purvis. Loy reported that he was attempting to rev the engine to knock the car out of gear, and it just got away from him. However, Loy was the only one to retire from the race because of the crash, but was obviously a huge setback to many other teams, and a huge break for others. Wallace and Steele led the field back to green, but right after the restart, the caution was out for Peter Gibbons, who had a flat tire.
Worse, because the car just tended to dart even more into the wall, because I guess it didn't hook the rear tires as hard. A freak accident has eliminated some of the contenders here in the ARCA 200, Bob.
And another incident up in turn number 4. That's
Peter Gibbons, 92 car.
And the caution is out once again.
Looks like the right front is down on that car. I don't know if he's made how much contact he's made with the wall, but yes, he does have a flat right front tire.
Yeah, he's shredding that tire as he comes down pit road.
The field finally was able to keep it clean for a few laps, but only for 4.
Out there right in front of them.
Oh, the fin right in front of Purvis. And he gets him.
Jeff Purvis taken out in the crash. Several other cars become involved. That's the number 59 of John Wilkinson. And again, a caution comes out, the 7th of the day, a multi-car crash here in the backstretch, and Bobby Boucher took evasive action and went to the inside and went down onto the grass.
John Wilkinson was turned by Bobby straight directly in front of Purvis, who had nowhere to go. They both made hard contact with the outside wall, while Boucher took avoiding action through the grass and impressively managed to keep his car going straight.
And we'll see. It's hard to tell if Straight got up and took the air off 59 spoiler.
If anything, Benny, the 59 might have touched that car in front of him there a little bit just before he started spinning. I don't know. He was awfully close to it.
There we see Brevac in the 34, the blue and yellow car spinning. There comes Bobby Bowser, the white car way to our right through the grass.
Once again, just laps after the restart, the yellow was out again, this time for Mark Stahl.
Mike Wallace leading this race, and Steele locked in behind him.
Oh, and McClurgy, I think he got in the back of the Mark Stahl car, and Stahl spins. That was a third-place car.
He was super fortunate not to suffer similar fate to Mark Thompson from earlier, but luckily his car didn't get airborne after he spun around. Surprisingly, after all the chaos, 20 cars were still in the lead after the final restart.
Competitive race. Mike Wallace is the leader. There's Tim Steele right behind him. Wallace and Steele going for the title of the Daytona ARCA 200. And a spin here on the main straightaway, the tri-oval.
That was L.W. Miller spins, but he's still going now. Don't come back across the racetrack. Oh, another crash going in turn 1.
A car up against the wall, making contact. Some flames coming from the side of that car.
There's L.W. Miller.
Oh, that's Bill Venturini.
Crashed hard. And the leaders coming back into turn 3. They're racing back for the flag.
They know where the crash is. It's in turn number 1. Here they come off of the banking of turn number 4 onto the tri-oval.
However, no one had anything for Mike Wallace, who led the final 35 laps and cruised to his first career win. Tim Steele had no drafting help behind him and couldn't put up a fight. Behind the leaders was chaos, with a couple cars spinning and Bill Venturini crashing hard into turn 1. 1994 was a breakout year for Wallace, who ran 22 Cup races and 22 Xfinity races, racking up 3 wins, 6 top 5s, and 9 top 10s in those Xfinity races. He also won the only 2 ARCA races he competed in. Maybe the rest of his career was somewhat disappointing, racing about 700 more races in NASCAR's top 3 series, adding only 5 truck wins and 1 more Xfinity win to his resume, but this year undoubtedly solidified his place in the sport for the next 15 years. So guys, that is the story of the 1994 ARCA 200 at Daytona. I hope you did enjoy. I love making these videos, so if you like them, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.